Hey, Scorpios, let's go ahead and see what your animal energy is for second half of... Stop it. Did we literally just talk about swans? Oh, Scorpio, I'm telling you. Okay, it's really good. So swan energy, we did already speak about this. It's about surrendering and going with the flow, right? It's about the path of least resistance is acceptance. So swan energy also equates, first of all, water for water. What's really interesting is, remember I saw you guys being resistant in the meditation to really going in the water. And we have air and water, that mirror of itself, which is like the meditation, which is really interesting. Also, this mirrored aspect of our shadow aspects and our light aspects coming together to form yin and yang in perfect duality. This is really on the nose for you guys. Also, swan energy is Aquarius energy, and I'm feeling very strongly to tell you to please watch the Aquarius reading, because I feel like the Aquarius reading, there's an antidote in the Aquarius energy that is going to serve you incredibly well during this time. Okay? That I'm telling you, Aquarius reading feels like an antidote. Okay? So, swan energy is so beautiful when this comes along, because it does equate to the star key. This is about great hope, great love, faith, good health, and well-being. And this is knowing that everything is as it should be, even if the outer appearances, seem to be contrary to that truth. Right? But again, this is surrendering, going with the flow through acceptance and integration. Okay? Let's see what's going on. I mean, Four of Swords. Hello, how perfect is this? So remember, swords rule the realm of the mind, right? This is Libra, this is Gemini, this is what? Aquarian energy, right? This is about allowing yourself to really be at rest, allow your mind to be at rest, allow your body to slow down, and really, really be still with where you are. It's interesting because I saw you guys sitting by the water, watching the duck on the land in a place of peace, right? You can't be an active motion and really being able to appreciate that duck in front of you. So this is really, really good advice around, being exactly where you are, allowing yourself to be a little slow and just sort of, decompress, right? As you integrate. Also frog/toad energy is about detoxification, emotional detoxification, actually. So it's really interesting that this is coming up for you here again. Remember air with the skydiving and then the water with the duck. Air and water, with the detoxification, because it's a bit of a 10 of Wands energy, which is like, I really need to let down my load. There are some things that I need to release or at least get out. And I'm hearing that how you can really work with this Four of Swords is just acceptance and allowing whatever wants to come up. Remember, there was a reluctance that I saw for you to go into the water, allowing these emotions to rise up with you and not keeping them within, allowing yourself to look at these aspects of yourself that might be knocking on your door during this time frame of eclipse season and Mercury in retrograde and full moon in your sign of Scorpio. I'm telling you, when feelings get trapped in the body, it leads to illness. Okay? Accept what comes up for you, accept it, and allow it. That is the way forward. Okay? Four of Swords also has, you can also work with that in a way and say, like, you know what, I'm at peace when I'm with me, right? Something in that, being with yourself as well. Five of Swords. Okay. So this is really interesting because we have the 4 to the 5, right? So the 5 of Swords are, again, more air energy, are the ways in which we act in disservice to ourselves or people around us, coming out of their integrity or not acting in our best interest. I feel like with this, because you have this beautiful, loving, healing glow of the swan over the entire reading, right? I feel like you're being called to really consider in which ways your actions or your thoughts are of a disservice to you. And this could also extend to people in your surroundings. They say you are the 5 people that you spend time with, the most time with. There's something in that. How is your environment helping you? How is it informing your habits and thoughts and feelings? I'm hearing to switch up your environment if that feels right to do. Seek nature or seek somewhere that feels like home. I'm really hearing that the more that you can, what is your happy place? What is your quiet place? What fills you with that sort of being able to sit by the lake and watch ducks, vibe and sensation and reality? Because this feels like the opposite of that. Look, it's the arid desert. There's no water, right? We've got this like, I'm going to be honest, I'm not exactly, is that a porcupine? I think it's a porcupine. I don't think it is. It's a good chinchilla. Anyway, we've got this like, so I think it's a chinchilla actually, this spiky animal here. And it feels like how this can be, really helped is by going into the water. And it's really up to you. Another desert landscape here as well. That frog, that toad needs water. And this environment needs water. And then we have the swan who's part out of the water and part in the water. Okay, what do I mean by go into the water? Be in your emotions. Be in your emotions. Allow them to flow, right? Allow them to flow. Acceptance. Right, great. So here we have the Eight of Pentacles. Really interesting that this is coming up in this context. So traditionally speaking, this is hard work and talent aligning with divine timing or perfect timing. So with this Eight of Pentacles, do you see how this goat, this mountain goat is able to traverse this landscape? Because what? This goat has adapted to it. I feel like that is for you. Adaptation, the acceptance, going with the flow is the way forward, right? But I also feel like there's an aspect of the work here. Whenever Eight of Pentacles comes up, it's kind of like a beaver medicine as well. There's an aspect of the work in terms of the work that you actually do that supports you and your needs and your lifestyle and the monetary aspects of life. But then there's also the work as in the personal work, right? As in doing the work. That kind of energy. So within that, I feel like this is coming up for you much like the swan in both ways. I feel like this is related to the work that you actually do and get paid for or want to get paid for, and the interpersonal work. I feel like these two are informing the other. So if you're in a position where the work that you do hasn't been, providing you the feel goods or the lifestyle that you deserve, then I feel like this is directly relating to, the universe's spirit is calling you to turn your efforts towards the inner work, because remember, our outer circumstances reflect our inner state. So if your outer circumstances are not to your liking, the only thing to do is turn your focus inward. Remember, land, water, again, here. Something about that for you, okay? Let's go ahead and get some advice. Let's get some advice for Scorpio. Oh, flipping all over the place. And then look who it is. Queen of Cups. Is she literally, this is you in your feminine form. Is she literally not on the land with her foot on a rock next to the ocean? Variations on a theme much? Queen of Cups feels her emotions very deeply. She feels all of the things, and sometimes she can get overwhelmed by them, right? So sometimes this comes up in a context and we say, all right now, okay. Oh, look who's just beneath her. King of Cups, right? We can look at the Queen of Cups and say, oh God, she gets really in her fifi. She gets really overwhelmed. She feels so deeply that she's not able to make discerning decisions. But for you, for this time period, you are being encouraged to feel all of the things, to be your Queen of Cups aspect to the fullest extent of your ability right now, because therein lies not only the information, but the way forward. That's it. Do not fear the water. This is a really energetically, it's a very potent time. It's going to hit different people and signs differently. But Spirit is saying the way in which you're being called to work with this, again, with the full moon in your sign of Scorpio, go there. Embrace your Queen of Cups realness. Your feelings will not kill you. There is nothing to fear. And the feeling of it, again, illuminates the path ahead with this one foot out. I'm also getting with this earth, she's got her toe on a rock that feels like it's one that the mountain goat is traversing. I'm really hearing that you have a good support system around you that can, I feel like ask for help or ask for assistance when and as needed. Because it feels like good support, earthy support system around you that you can call upon and say, I need a little help. Or can you do this for me today so that I can go sit by the water and watch ducks in the park? Or can you just listen to me as I talk about this? Or can I invite you in to this, side of me that I don't really love about myself? And can we just sit with it? Can you hold space for me around it? It feels incredibly helpful. let's go ahead and get an oracle. I'm feeling this. Feeling an animal oracle. Again, watch that Aquarius reading. Feels like there's something in that for you for sure. It feels like the tonic. Truth, Jackal. Major Egyptian vibes here. You know, it's really interesting here because we have a mask going on here and like what's underneath, which is really interesting, right? Looking at the shadow aspects of ourselves. But, you know, this is an energy around in Egyptian lore. When you die, you're presented with a scale and your heart goes on one side of the scale and then a feather goes on the other. And if your heart is heavier than the feather, then you're not able to, you know, move on into their afterlife. So there's something coming in here around the truth and looking at these aspects of yourself. Again, 4 and 4 is 8, 8 of Pentacles. I do feel like this is somehow going to affect or benefit the work that you do or your monetary life or something to do with how you approach your work. There's something related to that very distinctly. Finances, money, purpose, okay? Again, the truth, Jackal, this is an unforgiving energy here as your oracle on a last note, which I want to say like it's I don't want to say it's unforgiving, but it is like this energy is, it's a bit like the truth and nothing but the truth. And there's no room for like, you know, interpretation or excuses or anything else. It's this like absolute truth that you are being asked to really sit in and feel. And that truth is in the deep sea of your emotional core. And you're being asked, you are being invited and encouraged to really allow yourself to go there. And again, I want to remind you that the star is casting its glow over all of this, which really says that this is helping you get to where you are able to flourish on a grand scale, enjoy your life, and really have the abundance that you deserve. This is the way there. Really, really beautiful, Scorpio. I'm sending you so much love and many blessings. I so hope that this helps and resonates. If so, please do let me know in the comments below because I absolutely love reading your comments, Scorpio. Please like, share, and subscribe. I would absolutely love that. And with that being said, just thank you. Thank you so, so much for being here. And as always, and most of all, thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.